What's going on? What's going on? This is the Only Sports
What's going
Podcast.
on? What's going on, everybody?
Oh, there it is. I started
Sports
it without you. You
Podcast.
kind of disappeared.
Oh, no. This one's going to be much worse. I can already tell.
Well, yeah, because you're out at sea.
All
right, while he's figuring that out, I'm going to start the show. What's going on? What's going on? Welcome to the Only Sports Podcast, right? The Only Sports Podcast. I am Casino. That is Will, out at sea, trying to get connection. We'll see how this works for him. Yeah, as he's figuring on that out. But you know what? He always asks me, how are you doing, Casino? How's your day? And you know what? It is a great day today. And yesterday was even better. The Patriots going into the bye 11-2. I love every second of it. Were you? While he's trying to figure, I don't know if was able to even watch the game, but it made me really happy. Drake May is an absolute stud. He's absolutely great. I'm just gonna hop right into it. So, with that, pull this up. Oh no, he's gone, and it's just me. I should have actually been a little more prepared that this was going to happen, but to each his own. But yeah, so thought this was going to be a trap game going into this, and I'm very happy they were able to come out of it the way they did. Talking about the New England Patriots here, and Jackson Dart and that team and the Giants, they got to get it figured out. I'm trying to pull up stats here because I thought we were going to have a little more back and forth before we got into the show like we normally do. But since it's just me, can't really do it back and forth, right? All right. So the New England Patriots defeated the Giants 33-15. I was happy as could be. One reason, I was able to actually watch the game with my older brother. Haven't been able to do that all season. So that was a lot of fun. Made me really happy. We had our kids just running rampant, which was great. And yeah, they had a good time. It was a good time hanging out with my brother. But let's get to the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, Drake May. He's absolutely great. After this game, he's 100% my MVP. He was 24 for 31, 2 touchdowns. Still has not hit that 300 passing yard mark, though. Sadly, I know he'll get there, but his rating was 126. He's an absolute stud. The running game, obviously, still not the greatest. We're still trying to get that figured out. But through the air, his deep ball is insane. If there wasn't that flag on Hunter Henry, or the flag on the O-line, and Hunter Henry was able to get that touchdown, he would have had 3 deep ball passes for touchdowns. He could drop that thing on, like, it's just a dime. Like, I don't even want to use dime. I want to use something better. Let's do like a silver nugget, gold nugget. I don't know. We're in the silver state. But it made me really happy to see that. There's no better quarterback in the league with that deep ball throw. One quarterback that did struggle, though, however, was Jackson Dart, 17 for 24. I want to just get into this, that there was a lot of people freaking out about that play where Ellis went after Jackson Dart and totally annihilated him on the sideline. And this was a big talking point all night last night. I had my Christmas party at work. Everybody was talking about it, all the sports people, at least. And basically, not even about the Patriots winning. It was more about Jackson Dart and this guy not wanting to go out of bounds and protect himself. I was listening to Colin. I was listening to oh my gosh, Gottlieb. Oh my gosh, why am I totally blanking on his name? Anyway, the guy that comes on after Colin. But they were talking about it, and they made really good sense that with him playing this, that's fine to have a very aggressive play style. But the issue with having a very aggressive play style like this is you are putting not only yourself at risk, but you're putting your team at risk for the future. Jackson Dart, I've already said it on this podcast multiple times. Jackson Dart is the guy for the Giants. They can build something around Jackson Dart. He's mobile, he's quick, he's got the attitude, obviously, but he needs to protect himself. He's coming off of a 2-week out because he had concussion. This dude has been getting rocked all season, and he needs to protect himself. But when he goes into his press conference and he goes straight, I'm going to play how I play. I don't like hearing that if I am part of this Giants organization, if I'm one of his teammates. Why? Yes, aggressive play is good, but you're putting their livelihoods also in your hands. You're the quarterback. Like, you run the show, right? So if you go out there, you play reckless, you get injured, you're not only hurting that organization, you're hurting the chances of your teammates doing well and moving forward. Who wants to play there, right? So you need to protect yourself, and it's the simple things, right? Everybody was talking that if it's the playoffs, or if it's a game to change for seeding or this or that, go for it. But in a game where you're already eliminated, right? They were 2-10 going into this. They're now 2-11. Why risk yourself, right? Why go out there and risk yourself and get hurt? I don't know why he's playing right now anyway. He's coming back from concussions. That's not a good thing. Just ask Tua. He can get hurt in these finals weeks. You're 2-11. You're not going to do anything. Yes, getting reps is good, but if you need a little more time, take a little more time, because you're obviously not thinking clearly. You're running down that sideline. And just get out of bounds. I know you're trying to get that extra yard, but it's not going to mean anything. Just get out of bounds. When I saw that flag come out, I thought it was going to be on the Patriots, and I thought Ellis was going to get pinched for that. And this all stems because Patrick Mahomes has been making a career off of that since he came into the league, where it looks like he's going to go out of bounds, and then what does he do? He shuffles real quick, and then he gets that extra 4 yards, right? And I'm tired of seeing that. I'd much rather have my players take the penalty and absolutely wreck a quarterback, because if they want to play this, hey, pussyfoot game of you can't touch me, watch what I can do, you can't touch me, look what I can do, make them pay for it. Make them think twice about doing that again. And for the refs not to penalize the Patriots on this made me really happy. Obviously, one, it was my team, and I like seeing that hit. That made me happy, got everybody going. But also, quarterbacks are going to watch that, and they're going to go, okay, they're taking this a little more serious now, the refs, and they're not going to let the players do this little pussyfoot thing. So I laughed when I was listening to Jackson Dart in his interview, and he was like, check my high school tape. This is how I play. Dude, you're not in high school. You're in the NFL. You're in the NFL, the National Football League, where you hear that saying all the time. Players don't get stronger. You don't get bigger. They get stronger. They get bigger. That's what happens when you get to the NFL. Ellis is a huge dude, right? He is a huge dude running full speed, absolutely clocks him. Why are you putting yourself in danger? And he wasn't even he was looking down the field. He was starting to slow up nonchalantly. Just, all right, I'm not going to get hit. Nobody's going to hit me right here on the sideline. Yeah, they're gonna smoke you, bud. Also, what was with that necklace that he was wearing? I can't even fathom why he was doing that. That was just the most ridiculous thing. I know that you want to have your swagger and you want to, be cool, this or that, but you also got to perform and get out there, take care of yourself. And you're not going to have much of your career if you don't protect yourself, right? And then you see on the flip side, and then Drake May coming into the game or the stadium, and he's just in a hoodie, just walking up, being all normal. He's focused on the game. He's focused at what he's doing at what's at hand, which is winning this game and moving on. A reporter asked him at the end of the game, why haven't you hit 300 yards? You're so close. Do you care about that? And he's like, I don't care about that. We won. I just want to win. Obviously, I'm paraphrasing. And that mentality is what I think this Patriots team needed. Is they don't care. They truly don't care about where they're going to be down the road. They want to win now, and they want to go to the next game, win again. They are focused on that, and they don't care about their stats. They don't care. I mean, look at Stephon Diggs, for instance. In this game, In this game, Stephon Diggs only had 3 receptions for 26 yards. Does he care? No. I don't truly think he cares at all because his team is going out there, getting the W's. Drake May is finding the open guy, getting it done. And I'm so happy that this team has that mentality moving forward. And I know that they've been playing easier teams, right? They've played 2 teams that have winning records. You have the Bills and the Texans, or the Bills and the Bucs. But it's not letting. He's telling me right now it's not letting me back on. Just let me know when you are done, and I will end it. Fair enough. I'm gonna have him send me his picks. Send me your picks. Let's see. All right. Yeah, that's what happens when you're out to sea. Are you able to watch? Let's see. Able to watch me? All right. Nice. Sweet. He's able to watch. All right. The real test. It's the casino show today. I like it. So we'll see him just constantly messaging me and telling me how bad I'm doing the entire show. Love every second of that. That's going to be fun. But yeah, so with New England now going 11-2, going into the bye, I'm tired of people saying, and I was agreeing with them, but I'm done with it, where everybody's always saying, well, they haven't played anybody, right? They haven't played anybody. They've only played 2 teams with winning records. Even if they win out, that would be 4 teams with winning records. I don't care. I don't care, because what are they doing to these teams that they are supposed to be beating, that they are going to be favored against? They are kicking their ass. They have an NFL record where they have scored at least 23 points per game and have not been scored on more than 23 points. That has never been done before. And that, yes, it has to do with their schedule, but they are getting it done. That's what I'm so tired of hearing, and I'm tired of defending that and agreeing with people on that. I'm done with it. I'm done with it. Yes, they have an easy schedule. And then everybody's like, well, they try to back it with they get to watch, or they get to play their easy schedule. They don't get to choose their schedule, so that's on the league. And I'm like, I don't care. This is the National Football League. Anybody can win. You just saw the Panthers go in, who everybody was like, the Rams are the Rams. They are the best team in the league. What are the Panthers going to do? They shut them down. Yes, I know it was close, but that defense stood up. This year, more than ever, anybody can win. Anybody can win. You make the playoffs, you have a chance. Last episode on Monday, I made the comparison. I made the comparison over to hockey, where in hockey you make the playoffs. Anybody can make the playoffs. You see the 8 seeds from the wild card make the finals more often than not. Like, it happens so much. You get to the playoffs, people get so beat up, teams get so beat up that whoever can stay healthy, that's who's going to win. And that's a good comparison with football. But typically with football, you have 1 or 2 teams that you're like, those are the elite. Everybody's trying to catch them. Hopefully there is an upset, right? But when it's an upset. This year, I don't feel like there's really any upsets. I feel like everybody is in that same basket, including the Patriots. Because yes, the Patriots need to play some better teams, right? But whatever. But I am over that. The Patriots are good. Drake May looks really good in the pocket, and I was worried about that offensive line with losing the left tackle, losing the left guard. The right guard, like that team, that offensive line is extremely depleted. And what do? They go out there and win. You want to know who's struggling to do that? Justin Herbert and the Chargers. That entire offensive line got destroyed even before the season started. They started losing pieces. But guess what? They're out there. They're still trying to put some pieces together or put some wins together, and good for them. But when the Patriots went in and got the job done, and it looked like nothing had changed, that's great coaching. That is confidence in your players, in your teammates, and they got the job done. They were able to if the Hunter Henry one didn't get called back, they were able to have 3 deep bomb passes for touchdowns. And that's Drake May having time to do this. So good on him. I'm over that. What a game. I'm very happy. Extremely happy that that's the case. So now let's get into this next week. I don't know what he has for the good, the good, the mid, and the ugly. I don't know what he has set for that, but I will give you what I think is good, mid, and ugly. Let's see here. Only 2 good teams in the league are Rams and Patriots. We are getting that Super Bowl matchup again. I'm fine with it, but if that happens, this is not going to be a 13-3 Super Bowl. This is not going to be that defensive effort as it was last time. Both of these teams, yes, they have some pretty good defenses, right? New England still got that really good rush defense, running defense, and the Rams, they're pretty good all in all. But 100%, this is going to be just he's back. Which quarterback is truly the MVP? I would love to see that. Hey, welcome back, buddy. I'm going to move this over because I don't trust his internet still. So let's do this.
I don't think this is gonna work, Casino.
What do you mean? I feel like I'm doing fine with the show. I mean, are you talking about being able to exit the show? What are you talking about? Are you saying it's not going to work via the show itself, or you not being able to close it out and post it and all that stuff? Good answer. He'll text me on that. So let's get into this week. I'm going to pull up the games here. CBS Sports. Let's go with the odds. I like how it already has me ready for that. Odds NFL this week. I like looking at it this way. It makes me happy. All right. So let's start off with this Thursday night. I'm excited for this Thursday night. You got Cowboys Lions. This is a high scoring game. It opened at 53.5. It is going up to 54.5. And yeah, I'm just throwing out the good, the mid, and the ugly because I don't want to do that. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do it. I'm going to look at here. Let's see here. Let's start off with the ugly per usual. And you can't get any uglier than the 1-11 Titans versus the 3-9 Browns, ran by yours truly, Shedeur Sanders. Everybody loves him, right? So this game, oh man, it opened at 34.5, and it is 33.5 currently. The Browns by -4.5. I'm going the Browns on this one. I think. Let me see. I think BJ is doing the same on that. I got everything pulled up. I want to make sure that he's still involved. I'll just do it on my phone here. All right. Browns. He does have the Browns. I have the Browns as well in this game. No hate to Cam Ward. I like Cam Ward. That team is just bad. That Titans team needs way, way more help. They need a couple number 1 overall picks again to really do anything. Shedeur Sanders, I'm not impressed with him. There has been talks now that Deshaun Watson has like a 21-day period where if he shows that he's healthy and he's ready to get back into play, he can start. I don't know why you would throw him in for the last couple games, especially if you're trying to move off of him anyway and get Shedeur or get Gabriel as your franchise quarterbacks moving forward. I say that because I don't think either are, but there is the potential that he comes back. This is a bad game. The Browns, we're both going with the Browns -4.5. Moving on to another ugly game. Let's go back to this. Let's see here. I saw it. There it is. The Bucks and the Saints. And I say this is going to be ugly because the Saints are just that bad and the Bucks have been slipping, right? This is a must win for the Bucks, especially with the Panthers right there on the end of their tail. Um, and it looks like the Panthers, they also have their bye week this week as well. This game, I know Baker is banged up, right? Let's see if he's actually going to be playing in this. I haven't seen any news about him not playing, but let's see. I have to pull this up. Yeah, well, BJ might be right. This episode might be all for naught, but why is my phone being all slow now? Of course, everything wants to be slow. It did an update right before the show started, so I was like, oh, perfect. So everything should be faster. No, not really. Is he going to be playing week 14? But regardless, I mean, we're both going to go in the Bucks on this one because they're the better team. The Titans are just bad. And Bucks, it looks like, yeah. Baker. Whether the issue has to do, nope, yeah, he'll be playing. We're all good. So with that, the Bucks are 8.5-point favorites. I think that is pretty generous. I still think the Bucks need to figure it out. I think the Saints are a little feisty of a team, even though they're really bad and they only have the 2 wins on the season. But the Bucks will get it done at home, especially with the Panthers right there on their tail to try to take over that division, which I still think the Panthers have. I think they have a really good chance to do it, especially morale going into the bye week, right? They got that win over the Rams. They're feeling good about themselves. You could definitely see this Panthers team coming out of the bye and then putting on a tear at the end of the season. Moving forward, I would say you got the Dolphins, Jets, 5-7 Dolphins versus the 3-9 Jets. This is going to be just a horrible in-division game. I have no idea who will be watching this. This is one of the morning games. They actually have the Dolphins favored by 1.5. Yeah, I'm out, but I am listening. Yeah. So BJ is done. So Dolphins, Jets. Tua, he's getting enough done. This Dolphins team, they need to just implode and just get a whole new team. I mean, they already kind of started it last season or into the off season. They need a new coach, in my opinion. I think McDaniels needs to get out of there. Watching his press conferences make me hurt. I don't know if you guys seen him, but he just does not make sense. When he first came into the head coaching spot, BJ and we both liked him. We thought he was really good. We liked his energy. He kind of had the team. Yes, there was already things still going on with the team that, they had issues with, but him coming in was really fun. It's not working anymore. The Jets also, this team is done. And if I was both these teams, I wouldn't want to win. I know these players want to win. The Dolphins, they're already a little too far. They're 5-7. But the Jets being 3-9, why would you want to win any more games, right? Why would you want to do that to yourselves? It's just not working, right? Tyrod Taylor, he's not doing great. Justin Fields, not great. They're not doing worse than the Vikings and their tandem behind center right now, but still not good. Ooh, ouch. Let's see. Who's he taking in this game? He's taking the Dolphins. I'm taking the Dolphins as well because the Jets are just abysmal. So I think that is it for, honestly, the ugly games. Moving on now to the mid games. One of them, no, that's going to be a good game. I think so. I guess Vikings Commanders, we can still put that into the ugly games. I skipped over that one. Rightfully so. Who wants to see that game? Not me. I don't think anybody wants to see that game, especially with 9 apparently out again, or I don't know. I can't keep up with that. He's hurt. He's not hurt. He's out. He's not out. Doesn't matter. Whoever's playing for the Vikings, they're done. I mean, Thielen, he got dropped. He just got picked up by the Steelers. So the Steelers, they kind of made some moves as of late. So we'll get to that here in a second. I wonder where's the over under on this one. Of course, they're not going to show it. It only stopped at that team. What the hell? Yeah, of course they don't. There it is. Yeah, this game is going to be bad, but the Vikings are favored. The Vikings are favored by 2.5. I don't agree on this. I am going to go Commanders, and no matter, and it looks like BJ's going Commanders as well. I can't trust that quarterback play. I don't care about anything else. That quarterback play is abysmal. It is atrocious. Using my big words, I'm not really great with vocabulary. BJ's much better. He has like one of those words of the day thing, I think, where he just goes into the bathroom as he's brushing his teeth and he's like, yeah, indubitably, that's my word for the day. I don't have that. Maybe I should read a book. I don't know. But yeah, so Commanders, we're both going Commanders. This is technically an upset because Vikings are favored by 2.5. This game is going to be bad. And I don't care about the Vikings. I don't care to watch the Vikings because of how bad this quarterback play has been. Marcus Mariota, he was one pump fake away from beating the Broncos. Yes, the Broncos are in a tear, right? But everybody's like, that is a really bad 10-2 team. That is a bad 10-2 team. That offense is bad. That defense is good. And it's the only saving grace that team has. So Commanders, we both are taking this upset because I still don't know how the Vikings are favored. I don't care that they're at home. Makes no sense to me. Absolutely zero. So now I guess getting into the mid games, you have the Bengals going into Buffalo. Let's go to that. And I say this is trap game. I mean, because the Bills are already hurting and bleeding, and they're already thinking about week 15. They're thinking about week 15 against the Patriots in Foxborough, because if the Patriots beat the Bills, regardless what happens here, the Patriots will take that division. And I truly think that they're going to overlook the Bengals, and that's going to be bad, because the Bengals now with Joe Burrow back, now with Jamar Chase back, I mean, he was back last game. He served his 1-game suspension after spitting. Thank you for doing that, because I truly think if Joe Burrow and Chase were in, 100% the Patriots would have lost that game with all the injuries that kept happening during the game. But that is what it is. We got lucky on that one. But the Bengals going into Buffalo, I think Buffalo is going to overlook them because they're too focused on, they know they haven't played well, and they know that all these teams are nipping at their tail as they sit in the wild card spot, that I think they're thinking, oh, we got to try to chase down that division. We gotta worry about the Patriots, because after that we're screwed. And I think they're going to overlook the Bengals. I like this team. I think this is a trap game. Bills are -5.5. Let's see. You are going with the Bills. Oh man, I know Josh Allen's going to put up points, right? Because that Bengals defense is still not good, but I just can't trust. I just can't trust that Bills defense. They've got holes. And I truly think that the Bengals getting a win over their division rivals this last week, right, against the Ravens, even though I don't think the Ravens are worth 2 pennies right now. I had never said that phrase in my entire life. I don't know why I said that. But I am worried about this. I don't know if I want to call this my upset of the week. I know I've been taking big swings on upsets for the week. Oh, yeah, I'm not calling this my upset of the week. I've got a better one moving forward. So I am going to go Bills on this one. But Bills better be careful, because Bengals are going to be coming out. They want to prove that with Joe Burrow, they are a team, which, I mean, we already know, but they want to strike while the iron's hot with their teammates, right? So both going Bills on this one. So far, we are lock in step with every single one we've picked so far. Let's get into Rams Cardinals mid game. And I call this one mid and not ugly, because I've I like what Jacoby Brissett has been doing with that Cardinals team. Is he a backup on most teams? Yes. I'm going to call him. I mean, he's made a career on being a backup quarterback, right? He's gotten a couple starts in for a half a season or so on multiple teams, and he does okay. He does well enough, but he is just a really good backup quarterback. That's who you best game Chiefs Tech. We'll get there. But yeah, 100% do think that Jacoby Brissett led Cardinals is much better than Kyler Murray. He's bigger. He's got a little bit more control over the ball. And they're both kind of elusive. And I think I would just take Jacoby Brissett over Murray all day. And so with that being said, they are 8.5-point dogs at home against the Rams. I think that's fair because the Rams got embarrassed by the Panthers, right? And when I say embarrassed, yes, it was only by a field goal, right? It was a 3-point win. However, they were big favorites in that. I think it started at -11 for the Rams, and it ended somewhere close to 14 or something like that. Everybody was betting the Rams to win that game, and the Panthers come out and take care of business. So the Rams, they need this bounce back win, and who else to do it against than another shit team when it comes to the Cardinals. So I am picking the Rams on this one, but I think the Cardinals are going to be feisty, especially with Brissett back there. You are also going Rams with this as well. Again, lock and step. You and I are crushing it. Look at us and picking good games. But yeah, I mean, this might be a short week or a short episode just because BJ's not here. We can't really bounce back and forth off of each other. And that is pretty close to being all of my mid games because let's throw in some birds here. Let's throw in some birds. You got the Seahawks versus the Falcons. And I'm going to see what you got on here. You did pick this. Oh, I love it. Thank you for it. Love it. Sea chickens. Love every second of it. So I told my coworker who's from Seattle that I call them the sea chickens. And he called them something else, sea chicken-esque, but basically calling them almost like little sea chickens. I'll have to get the exact thing of what he said, but it was really funny. But he's like, yeah, no, that's what we call them. We call them the something turd sea chicken nuggets. I don't know, something like that. Which I found pretty hysterical that Seattle leans into the sea chickens thing. And can confirm. So the Seahawks are favored on the road by 7.5. And I think that this defense, even though they have Drake London, even though they have Bijan Robinson, the Seahawks' defense is going to step up. I do think they're still that best team in the league, or best team in that division. And one of the best teams, obviously, I think you agree as well. They are one of the best teams in the NFC. But I think this is the week where they're going to shut down the Falcons really good. And that defense is going to be like, nope, we are top tier. We are elite. They've got weapons. We're going to snuff them out. We're going to stop them from doing what they're doing. And Sam Darnold is going to go. I am worried, however, because the Falcons, they do have a good pass rush, right? They blitz a lot, and that is going to be scary going against Sam Darnold, right? He struggles with that, but these are the kind of games you would want to practice going into the playoffs. In my opinion, the Seahawks will make the playoffs. I'm not worried about them not making the playoffs. So let's get more reps in for Sam Darnold to practice on dealing with the blitzes, dealing with the rushes, and trying to read those. He's got to figure those out if he wants to be successful in the playoffs. I know that BJ doesn't think that he's going to be successful in the playoffs. I'm borderline right there as well. But I do think that this Seahawks defense can help them win at least one game in the postseason. But I do want to see this team win this division. I want the Rams to slip back a little bit. But we'll see. But I do think going into this week, both these teams win. I'm picking the Sea Chickens as well over the Falcons. And is that the entire mid? I do think so, unless BJ's listening. Nope. Yeah, I'm going to call that mid. And now let's start getting into the good games. Ooh, we got a few. We got a good handful and a lot that actually have massive implications moving forward. Lions, Cowboys this Thursday, December 4th. I'm excited about this. The Lions, they are in desperation mode. Yes, they're 7-5, but they need to win. Dallas is right there. Let's see who you're picking. Who are you picking? You are picking the Lions. We finally have one we are differing on. The Cowboys feel good about themselves right now. The Cowboys have taken down the Chiefs. They have taken down the Eagles. They have taken down the 2 Super Bowl contenders from last year. This defense has figured something out. I mean, they're not stellar, but they have figured something out after they got out of their bye, and they're hungry. They're hungry for some wins. We slept on George Pickens. We've talked about it plenty. The CeeDee Lamb connection with Dak is really good. The Lions are -3, and that's, they're at home. This is going to be a high scoring game. I do agree with this 53.5 spread here. It actually went all the way up to 54.5. People are just constantly betting that. So yeah, this is one where we differ. So you're picking the Lions. I'm picking the Cowboys in this one. I think the Cowboys, they have a chance. They have a very slim chance, but they have a chance. BJ sent me something before the episode started. No, maybe you didn't. Yeah, you did. That right now there are 7 teams whose playoff chances will swing by at least 25% with a win or loss in week 14. The Cowboys being one of them. If they lose, they go down to an 8%. If they win, they move up to a 35% chance to making these playoffs. That is a huge swing. I mean, there's even some bigger swings down here. I'm pointing to my phone. Welcome in. Can you even say a word, or is it going to work?
Yeah, I don't know. Is it working?
Yeah, you kind of got work. Well, welcome in. So, I mean, you join in right on when we're talking about a team that, you're going Lions. I'm going Cowboys. I'm very curious on why you're going Lions. Is it just because they're in desperation mode? Because that's the only reason I would pick the Lions in this situation, but I'm not. I'm picking the Cowboys because they have a realistic chance of squeaking into the playoffs. That NFC is so clogged right now, and these teams all play each other, that there is a chance that the Cowboys could sneak in.
Yeah, but I'm picking, what is it? I'm picking I'm picking the Lions over the Cowboys, because the second the Cowboys even have a sliver of hope, all of a sudden it's wall-to-wall coverage about. I literally saw a topic today on ESPN where the topic was actually the Cowboys are the best team in the NFL right now. And it's like, oh, really? That's funny, because there's a 5% chance they make the playoffs. So how the hell are they the best team in the NFL when they're not going to be in the tournament to decide who is the best team this year in the NFL? Like, we get
You're just tired of the noise
week to week. Yeah, and again, this is what the Cowboys are. They're all hype and no substance. So when it comes time to be substance, they're going to be like water, and it's just their hopes are just going to disappear down the drain. That's what's going to happen.
Are you just going to be using liquid references now because you're out in sea?
Yes, I'm looking directly at the ocean as I say that. But it just becomes one of those things where, do I trust the Cowboys as a front runner where everybody's crowning them the best team in the NFL, or do I trust the Lions when everybody's all written them off at home and this is their bounce back game? Like, I just think when you look at those two scenarios, it's Lions by a country mile.
Okay, that's fair. All right, we're moving on now. A game that I'm very excited to watch, since my team will not be playing this week. This is one game I'm going to be, not because I think the play is going to be good, but I'm excited to see what happens. You get the Ravens Steelers, 10 a.m. on CBS. They're both sitting 6-6, pick up sticks. This is going to be good. Let's see what you have here. You have the Steelers. You have the Steelers over the Ravens. This is your upset pick of the week, because is that the upset? No, you put the Commanders or the Steelers, whichever one is the upset is bigger. So that's funny. I just read that. So let's see what the Commanders are. Oh no, yeah, Commanders. They're only 2.5-point dogs, right? And the Steelers, they're a 6-point dog. So this is your upset pick of the week. And by golly D, I hate you because this is my upset pick of the week as well.
You son of a bitch.
You know what? No, I guess the Cowboys. You could call the Cowboys. I guess I'll make the Cowboys as my upset pick, right? I mean, it's not as spicy.
What's the number for that upset?
No, you know what? No. I know I have a different one. This is not going to be my upset pick, or neither is the Cowboys one. But yeah, so the Steelers Ravens. You're going Steelers. Man, I've been going back and forth on this one. That Ravens team, they just look bad again. They just look super awful. I don't know what happened for that 5-game stretch where they actually put it together and they were able to get some wins in. I just don't get it. But you're going Steelers. You know what? I'll go Ravens because they're at home. We need a couple more games to separate a little bit. Yeah. So I'm going Ravens. Hope everybody's having fun over there on a boat. I'm excited. It's gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
I get to go in a year, and it's gonna be fun. Update before we continue with football. I need to know what's your thought on the cruise now. Do you like him? Do you dislike him? The silence tells it all. Moving forward. So yeah, I'm picking Ravens. He's gonna pick the Steelers. This is gonna be good. Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's still dealing with the messed up hand. I'm having trouble believing in the Steelers, in their defense. I'm having trouble believing in the Steelers. I know they just made some moves. They picked up Adam Thielen, but they did just release Darius Slay. So I don't know. I mean, they're trying to be spicy. They're trying to make moves. But I don't think Thielen, who is way past his prime, in my opinion, going there is going to be the difference maker. He's going to probably have some good plays, good catches, but he's not going to be out there playing like Puka Nacua. He's not going to be out there playing. He won't be DK Metcalf level, right? He's going to be way behind them. So it gives Rodgers one other person to kind of look at, but he's going to probably be the third, maybe even the fourth option on that team. Probably the third. So I'm going Ravens. BJ's going Steelers. Let's keep rolling. Another great game this week. This is going to be, is this your favorite game of the week? Best game? You have Chiefs Texans. I'm putting this one as my best game of the week. You have Colts Jags. This is going to be fun. They're both sitting 8-4. They both have, they have to play each other twice. This being game one for the remainder of the season. I'm excited for this. This is for the division, right? Not only is this for the division, like, I know the Patriots have 3 games up on them, and there will be 2 games up on them after this, but on one of them. But I like this competitiveness from the Jags. I know the Colts, they got the players, but Daniel Jones, he's kind of, I said that he was going to get 7 wins when he goes out there and plays, and he's currently at 8. So good on him. He's exceeded my expectations because I said 7 as his ceiling. And the Trevor Lawrence ran Jaguars. Let's see here. Who do you have? I'm very curious on this. This is nice. You do have the Colts. You have the Colts. Okay. I'm going the Jaguars on this one. I'm going the Jags. They're playing at home. They're playing in that humidity. I like what the Jags have been doing. I came out 2 to 3 weeks ago saying that we are kind of underestimating the Jaguars. And I know they're not a perfect team. They're sitting 6-6. However, I like that Trevor Lawrence is not turning over the ball as much as he does. I mean, or is used to. He's still turning over the ball, but it is not as bad as he did. I like the Jags in this game basically because they're at home. And they have a chance. They have a chance to win this division. We all thought the Colts were running away with it, and the Colts started slipping. I think that they haven't got the ship straightened out yet. And the Jags, they have. I mean, they know what they are. They know they're a 6-6 team. They're not trying to. They're not out there. Hey, we're better than what our record shows. I think they're right where their record shows, but they are feisty. They have an identity, in my opinion, and I'm going to take the Jags on this one. The Colts, they kind of got to figure it out. I don't know what's going on with them. So I'm going Jags. You are going Colts. This is my best game of the week. So let's move on now to pull up next game. Keep going. We've talked about them. I guess we could have put this one in the mid. I missed this one, but Broncos Raider, or we could put this in ugly. Technically, I totally skipped over this one. Seems like we do that very often, where there's one game that is so ugly that we just look it over. The Broncos versus the Raiders. I will be cheering for my Las Vegas Raiders so hard this week, and somehow I hope they find some magic, and you don't have Geno Smith turning the wrong way to hand the ball off to Genty, which was just silly as hell. But I don't know, because the Raiders. I mean, you would expect a 10-2 team and a 2-10 team. You would expect the spread to be higher than 7. You would expect it to be higher than 7. It is not. This is wild that the Raiders are only +7 against the Broncos. I'm picking the Broncos in this one because the Raiders are just that bad. Like, they are finding new ways to lose football games, and I can't justify rooting. I mean, I'm going to root for them, but I can't justify saying that there's a chance, because there's not a chance. The Broncos, they are going to pick up their 11th win of the season. They're going to sit there right there with the Patriots, which sucks because I really, really want that number 1 seed overall so the Patriots can rest up their team. But it's not going to happen. Broncos, we both picked them. They're going to roll. So, moving on. All right, moving on. This is what is my the next game that I'm going to say, this is almost my game of the week, but obviously I went with the other. This is my upset of the week. The Bears 9-3, top number 1 seed, going into the Packers, who are 8-3-1. They have to play each other twice, and before the season ends, and that's going to be for the division, because I don't think the Lions are coming back. I know you're believing in them. I don't. I'm kind of writing them off. The Bears and Packers. The Bears, they have an identity. The Bears, they have gusto. They want to play together. Ben Johnson taking his shirt off last game, like that's making that team so excited to play for him. And that happened at perfect timing, because now they're going into Green Bay, where Green Bay is favored by 6.5. And Jordan Love, he's a good quarterback. We've talked about it. He can sling the football. I know we go back and forth on him. We're like, oh, he's good. Oh, he's not good. I mean, he's not the best quarterback in the league, but man, when he's playing good, he can throw that football. He can sling that football, and he can make you look dumb. But that's when he's playing good. And obviously, he will show up for this Bears game. However, I think this Bears defense is going to be the turning point in this game, because Caleb's still going to run around with a chicken with his head cut off, especially with that pass rush from Parsons and just the Packers defense in general. But I do think that the Bears are going to be able to get this done. You can call me crazy, you can call me wild, but nobody expected the Bears to be 9-3 and currently leading the whole NFC. Like, nobody expected that. Nobody expected the Patriots to be leading the AFC. I get it. We're living in weird, wild times right now. But on any given Sunday, a team can beat a team this year. And I think the Bears are hyped up. I think the Packers are nervous to play the Bears, just because if I was a Packers player and I watched Ben Johnson in that locker room and how excited that team is to play together, I'd be nervous, man. I would be nervous. You have to protect home. These Bears are going to come in, and they want to keep that number 1 overall seed. They want to keep it. They're going to come in and play hard. So I believe, if I saw right, you are going Packers. Yep, you're going Packers. So we differ on this one as well. I'm going Bears. This is my upset pick of the week. Let's go. Bear down. Just get it figured out. Please, let's go. I need it. I want it for my friend. And I just don't like the Packers. I'm tired of hearing of it. Moving forward, we got just a couple games left here before we'll sign on out. We have BJ's, the Sunday night football game. I will be glued to this TV. Yes, I'll be at work, but I will be, every time I go to the tower to pour a drink, I will be staring at that TV. I hope my boss is not listening to this, but it's going to happen. Thanks for the holiday party last night. I'm really hungover, so it was a good time. Thanks. But anyway, moving on. I am going to go. You said this is your best game of the week. Let's see who you picked, because I'm very curious. Very, very curious. You did pick the Texans, you son of a bitch. I'm picking the Texans as well. I'm picking the Texans. You said this is going to be your best game. I do agree with you. By the worst game is going to be the Titans-Browns. By the way, that's yours. Blowout, you said Rams over Cards. Let's see what I want to choose for that. As we're looking this over, I mean, Rams over Cards sounds really good, but I'm going to go Broncos over Raiders. I think the Broncos are going to just go in and just slap them around like it's nobody's business. But yeah, so you have the Chiefs Texans as your best game, with the Texans prevailing. I am right there with you with the Texans prevailing. The Chiefs have lost both sides of their offensive line, and that is very scary against a team that is trending upward over the last handful of weeks. And the Texans pass rush, they are that defense is so good. I think they are the best defense in the league currently now after their performance last week. That Texans team is going to get after Patrick Mahomes so bad. As well, I don't know how the Chiefs, yes, they're in Arrowhead, but how are the Chiefs favored in this game? How are they favored? Is it just because they're the fucking Chiefs? I don't know. I know they're playing in Arrowhead, but they have lost games in Arrowhead this year. I can't see it. And this is going to be a huge game, right? If the Chiefs, if they lose this one, I've got to write them off. If they lose this game, I've got to write them off, because if they lose this game, the best they could be is 10-7. And I don't see them getting in with 10 wins, because there's teams that are 8 wins that have the tiebreaker on them, who I expect to at least win 2 of their last 5 games. And if the Texans win on this one, they also have the tiebreak on them and will be sitting above them. I know the Chiefs would technically, let's see what you had here in this thing. The Chiefs, if they lose this game, the Texans go from a 37 to a 70. They will have a 76% chance of winning or going into the playoffs. The Chiefs, if they lose this, they will have a 14% chance of going to the playoffs. I am 100% throwing my hat into the ring that the Texans will get this done. The Chiefs have been bad on their third downs, like really bad on their third downs. They have not been able to get the ball out in time. Patrick Mahomes under pressure constantly. It doesn't seem like he has that connection with Travis Kelce going on right now. I mean, Worthy and Rice, I think they're both solid number 2 receivers. But this Texans defense, they're going to come after him. They're going to come after Patrick Mahomes. They're going to make him feel uncomfortable. They've got to be careful, though, because Mahomes can be elusive. We know that he's made a career on that. He can be elusive and he can extend plays, but I think this pocket is going to collapse way too fast for him, and he's going to be ran down way more than he's going to expect. So I am picking the Texans on this one, and I think you're probably going to agree with me on everything I just said on why the Texans are going to take down the Chiefs. Let's go. I need it. I want it. I don't want the Chiefs in the playoffs. And it's not because I'm scared. I'm more scared of playing the Texans in the playoffs. 100 billion%. That defense is so good. But Patriots have taken care of good defenses. But I would much rather play the Chiefs in the playoffs right now than the Texans. However, I just don't want to see the Chiefs in the playoffs. I don't even want there to have a glimmer of hope, chance, anything. Because if they make the playoffs, all you're going to hear is Chiefs are going to go back to the Super Bowl. They're going to do great. Look at them. December, January, February. That's the team. Don't want it. Hate it. Ugh. So we're both going Texans. Thank God that you picked that as well. And I guess now let's move into the final game Monday night over the Chargers. Eagles. Chargers. I've been going back and forth on this game tremendously because the Chargers, they're right there on the brink of not being able to make the playoffs. The Eagles are still sitting in pretty good shape. Even if they lose this game, they're still going to make the playoffs. I know that they are trying to get that number 1 overall seed over in the NFC. The Chargers are fighting for their playoff spot, because especially if they lose this one and the Chiefs win, that's not good. That is not good, and I would be scared shitless. Because then the Chiefs would have the tiebreak on the Texans, and they'd be right there with the Chargers before they play each other again. So I'm gonna go Chargers in this one, and I think you picked Eagles, and which is blowing my mind that you picked Eagles. I guess that's, you want the Chargers to win. I guess you're doing a reverse jinx because you want your Chargers to win. I don't know, or you just giving up on the reverse jinx, but you're going Eagles. I'm going Chargers, and this is not a reverse jinx for you. I do think the Chargers are going to get it done. I know that their offensive line does not exist anymore, and it's just Herbert back there trying to figure out how to get rid of the ball quick. Let's see. Reverse jinx is dead. Yep, the reverse jinx is dead. That's fair. Totally dead. About time that you came to your senses on that. But I am going Chargers over the Eagles. This is going to be a good one, though. I'm excited to see how this plays out, and hopefully the Chargers come out just to help out to get the Chiefs out of the playoffs. And you know what? You're being selfish that you want your Eagles to win. Just selfish. Just selfish. Selfish reasons. I want the Chargers to win for selfish reasons. But anyway, that pretty much wraps it up. Again, was not expecting to do a solo show here for my first time doing a solo show. Unprepared to do a solo show. I mean, I had plenty of things pulled up, but I was hoping to have a little bit more back and forth. But BJ is too busy out there enjoying his cruise. I don't know if he's enjoying it. He's kind of said back and forth. He likes it. He doesn't like it. He will get back to us on Friday whether or not he liked to cruise or not. And which puts me in a weird place because I go on a cruise next year, a totally different cruise line. There's going to be a lot more screaming, yelling kids because I'm going on a Disney cruise in a year. So I don't know how that's going to go over. That's going to be weird. But, well, did you enjoy your rest of your time out on your cruise and your balcony looking over the ocean? If you do get seasick, make sure you aim for the balcony right under you. Leave them a nice little present. That'd be fun. Just kidding. Don't do that. That'd be mean. Do it. It'd be funny. But yeah, so this has been the Only Sports Podcast with Casino and Will kind of involved somewhat via text. Yeah. Talk to you later. Adios. Now,